And welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ebony, and today is rant day number 4. I know every video that I've been doing lately, I've been in this little corner, and I actually like this corner. I don't know why. I guess because I'm right here beside the window and I'm getting some kind of like good lighting, and then I could just easily just sit my night light that I use in at night right there. But anyway, welcome back to my channel. It's rant day number 4. And like I said, I want to apologize. I apologized on the last video. Yesterday, the last video, I was supposed to post that on Valentine's Day because the topic was loving yourself, and but I got back from work at like 11:30 because something happened that put me behind. So I ended up doing that pretty late, and I didn't edit it until this morning, and then I put it up this morning. But like I said, I very much apologize for that. But today I decided to do this video, rant number 4 today. As you can see, it's no makeup. I have on no makeup today, and I just got my hair all in my face. I kind of wanted that natural look today. No makeup, just some moisturized lips and my very light, no having brows. But the best thing about this hair is I can easily just cover it like that. Won't nobody even know. But yeah, like I said, I'm really liking this hair. I love it, and it looks so cute on me. I might get it again when it's time for me to take it out and wash my hair. But so actually the topic for today's rant that I was going to do was take responsibility for your actions. But I saw the topic that I was gonna do for tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that today. Yeah, I'm gonna do that today. So the topic that's supposed to be for tomorrow, but I'm going to do today is stop regretting your life. Now, I know that we are humans. We tend to make a lot of mistakes. But one thing we need to stop doing in life is regretting the decisions that we made. Because each decision in our life is a life lesson, a consequence. And when you make a mistake, it is very common for us to regret the mistakes. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because I am not. I've made mistakes, and oftentimes I have regretted them. And sometimes I have come to terms with the fact that, okay, girl, you've made this mistake. It's time to let it go. And the people are still riding your tail about a mistake that you made when you were 16 or recently, then they don't have a life of their own. And usually people who sit there and constantly get on you about a mistake that you've done, those are the type of people who have done worse things. Sorry, I had to write something down. So, I've known a lot of people who tend to regret the decisions that they've made, and most of these people are older people, like they're in their 40s or 50s. They regret the changes or things that they've done in their 20s or younger. Some say, oh, I wish I would have went to college. I missed out on my chance of going to college, when in reality they haven't. There are people who are graduating from college in their 50s. So going to college in your 50s is not nothing new. There are people who regret the people that they've married. And I'm like, well, okay, you married the wrong person. So you made a mistake in marrying the wrong person. Why not take that as a life lesson? Yeah, you're going to regret it. You're going to feel like, oh, I was so stupid to fall for this guy or this woman, and they're not the right person. Well, yeah, you made the mistake, but you don't need to regret it. Regretting your life is not something that you as a person should do, because each thing in your life is a lesson or a blessing. Every single situation in your life, whether it's the people or the situation. Me, I've made some mistakes that I have often regret. Like, I regret not doing so well. Well, I wasn't a bad student, but I wish I would have done better in high school, so I probably would have had a better time in college. I wish that sometimes, but I can't go back and change it. I can't press a button on a time machine and talk to myself and say, girl, you need to really do really good in school now, so when you get to college you can have a scholarship so you ain't gotta get student loans. But I can't do that. I just have to do better now. And it's sad when people say that they regret the life decisions they made. It's so sad because it means that the life that you have, you're not happy. You're not happy with the life you have. And I have come to terms with, no matter what decisions that I have made, I made a promise to myself to always be happy with what I have in the moment. Like right now, I don't have my own place. I still live at home. Very thankful though, because I have a place to lay my head at night. I sometimes regret not picking another job than the one I have, but yet I'm very thankful that I have a job, because there are people out in this world who are still searching for one. I regret not going straight on to school after I graduated from school. But when I graduated from school, I was supposed to go straight on to another school, but I decided not to because I thought I don't want to go back to school anymore. When really it was, the truth of the matter is oh, okay, well the sun disappeared, so that's okay. I would always regret it. Like I regret, like, oh, I should have just went straight to school after I graduated from school. Or when I graduated high school, I should have started college in the summertime, so I would have graduated from school on time instead of later. But I didn't do that. I didn't start school as soon as I graduated high school. I started in the fall and took the summer as fun. I didn't start back school when I graduated from school, but I decided not to go back to school. I decided to look for a job. And when I realized it was hard to find a job with just an associate's degree, because even though the degree is what I needed, all I needed was an associate's degree and a high school diploma, it was the experience they were looking for. And seeing that I didn't have the experience, they weren't really going to hire me. And that's the only thing I do hate about looking for a job, is because when you're looking for a job, they want somebody with experience. But how can we get experience if you don't hire us? Good question, right? Very good question that nobody seems to answer. But I have said those things and I'm like, you know what? It's over. I can't be like, okay, I made those choices. Why am I still pondering over this? Because now look at you. You have a job. Your family loves you. You still have a place to stay. And you're going back to school. You're making the progress to going back to school. You made the decision to go back to school, and that's a great, wonderful thing. So I've always told people, my friends and family in general, like, don't regret what you've done in life. Just don't do it, because everything in your life has a reason for happening, because God has a plan for you. He has a plan for your life, for my life, for Jim's life, for Sandy's life. He has a plan for everybody's life, and that plan is what He has for you, whether it's good or bad. In some situations, before you get to the light at the end of the tunnel, you might have to go through some things to get there. And yeah, you may make some bad choices. And I have always heard this, that you were going to make some bad choices in life. Choices that God wish not, did they say wish? No. It was like, they said that He knows He knew what decision you was going to make before you even made it. He knew it. He knew that, He knew you was going to decide to get with this man. Or He knew you was going to pick this job, and you should have picked this job, or you should have picked that man over this man. He knew who you were going to pick because that's who you wanted. And even though He knew it was going to hurt you in the long run, it had to happen, because if it would have happened a different way, the outcome that was for you wasn't going to happen the way it should have. It probably wouldn't have gone the way it would have. Like, you probably like, at the end of this educational journey, like for me, if I would have chose to go straight to school, like right after I graduate, I probably would eventually, who knows what I would have done. I feel like I probably would eventually just dropped out or quit or something. Like, there was a reason, and I kept saying, well, why didn't I just go back to school after I graduated from school? But I should have just went back to school. Everybody else did. And I actually thought about it, and I said, you know what? I needed that year off. I needed that year to just be myself, because school was not and is not my favorite thing. I don't really like school, but I know that it's very important and it's very much needed for what I want. So I am going to go back for it, and I know I can do it. But I sat and I thought, I said, I needed that year. I needed that year to get to know me again. And I realized that that was the most stressful year of my life, truthfully. But it was me getting to know me learning. So don't ever regret anything that you have done in your life. Just don't. Like, yeah, you may feel dumb for choosing this, you may feel dumb for choosing that, but don't regret it, because everything has a reason for doing it. Everything is in God's timing and in God's plan. So don't ever regret. You may feel bad for a moment. In that moment, and think about that moment may last months, it may last years, but eventually you are going to get to the point in your life that, okay, I wonder that if I would have chose this, how my life would have been. Like, if I actually would have waited to get married, would I would have done something differently? Because there are a lot of older people who said, I wish I would have done something differently. Like, I wish I would have waited until I was fully stable before I had a baby. Okay, yeah, you wished you would have fully stable, but that baby came when you needed the baby to come. Because there are a lot of people in this world who said that, you know, I wish I would have waited until I was stable to have my baby. But I admit, because I had my baby, it was a wake-up call for me. I grew up. And I'm like, that was something that you really needed to do. You really need to grow up. And it may be difficult because it took a baby for you to get that way, but you grew up. You now know you have responsibilities. You now know you can't play games. There are some people who say, I wish I would have waited until I was older to get married. Okay, you wish you were older. And they'll be like, it's not that I don't love my husband or my wife. I wish I would have experienced more before I got with them. And I'm like, okay, you wish you would have experienced more. Why can't you experience these things with your spouse? Why do you have to be alone to experience these things? So, don't ever regret any decisions that you've made in your life. It's not worth it. So, live your life the way God has intended for you to live it. If it's meant for you to get married at 18, get married at 18. And yes, I know it may seem like, oh, you don't need to get married at 18, which I don't really agree with getting married at 18. It's not something that I would have done anyway. I'm not 18 anymore. But if I was with the guy of my dreams right now, I wouldn't want to get married right now. He could propose and I could say yes, but I would wait until me and him were both stable. That's just my opinion. Now, granted that this is my opinion, and it is my plan for myself. It don't matter what I say. If God says that I'm supposed to get married next week, then I'm just supposed to get married next week. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I'm just supposed to get married, you know? And it don't matter what you say, it's going to happen. So don't regret it. Just live your life every day like you're supposed to. And be thankful that you made it this far in life without a tragedy that happened to you. Just live your life. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Love you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and share.